Hey guys, what's up? Purpose Driven Life Sports here, back here with another NBA video. Today's conversation is going to be about the Houston Rockets. They've lost four in a row, um, starting with the New York Knicks, and then they proceeded to lose to the Los Angeles Clippers, I believe. Then they lost to who else lose to? I think they lost to. I think it was either last night or the day before they lost to Orlando Magic, who blew them out. It was pretty bad. I think they lost to the Phoenix Suns or one of those teams. The Phoenix Suns. Oh no, the Charlotte Hornets. So they lost to the Charlotte Hornets, and then they lost to the Orlando Magic. So man, Mike D'Antoni said they've hit rock bottom. I just believe it's not good because they're just missing a lot of shots, missing a lot of threes. But that's their MO. That's what they live and die by. It's what they're going to. It's what's going to win them games, and it's what's going to lose them games, because when you have just a small lineup like that, the only thing you can really do with any efficiency is just shoot threes, because that's all you have to really. That's all you have to go to. I mean, they cleared out the lane for Russell Westbrook, which I think it was working for some time. And then, but to me, what I'm not really worried about is that good teams and bad teams, they go through these shooting lulls where they just are missing a lot of shots. I mean, it happened to the Milwaukee Bucks where they're just recently on a cold streak. And I think Houston, unlike other teams though, can go on longer cold streaks or maybe longer hot ones because of the amount of threes that they take. They just take an absurd amount where they're just shooting. Sometimes, on average, they're shooting at least 50 threes a game because of the analytical part of it, because their general manager, Daryl Morey, analytics guy, highly analytical, went to MIT. The three-point shot is worth more. It's more efficient than the two-point shot or mid-range, so they're going to take it. Or they're going to drive to the rim. Or they're going to get free throws, which is, if you think about it, it's a very efficient way to score offense. I do think it works. But to me, what happens is I think it's just so limited in the things that you can do offensively. You just have guys standing around James Harden and Russell Westbrook. James Harden has been cold. Russell Westbrook has been, I think Russell Westbrook has been hit or miss. He's either having a good game or he's just not having a great game. And they had their last great win was against Boston when I think Boston should have won that game. And we all know Boston should have won that game against the Rockets. It just didn't make any sense. They got out of that game, but then ever since then, they've really been getting beat up on the glass, and they're getting beat up inside. And when that happens, and then you're not making your shots just to facilitate or make up for that, then this is what happens: is like it just boils over. Defensively, finishing possessions with rebounds is going to help you. But when you're playing guys who are 6'8" and under, and you're playing against guys in New York who have multiple guys who are 6'10", you're playing against the Clippers who can match you small ball and then rebound with their small ball lineup. Then you're going to Charlotte, who have multiple bigs. Then you're playing against Orlando, who has Nikola Vujovic. They have Aaron Gordon. Just guys. It's just not going to work. And they also have Mo Bamba down in Orlando as well. So it's just not a good situation. You're not being able to finish off defensive possessions, which means you're having to score in the half court. One thing that helped Houston was they were able to get out in transition because of how scrappy they are, because they have to win loose balls and they have to get steals. They're not going to get a lot of blocks because they're not a tall team, but they can get a lot of steals, and that can turn into a lot of transition threes, a lot of transition offense, where it's either semi-transition, sometimes with a defensive rebound, or they slow it down in transition, and then they still score on a fast break. So with Houston not getting those type of plays, it just really it doesn't help them at all. To me, they're a team that kind of has to they're either playing fast or they have to get a defensive rebound to slow the game down for them that way. They don't want to have to me, if they're taking the ball at the basket, it kind of just, I won't say that, because if they're shooting threes and you're making twos, that kind of helps them. But then again, when you're not making them and then you're shooting twos and then they're missing a lot of shots and they're cold, then they're just dead in the water. So do I have a suggestion for them? I don't. This is the team they have. They're going to have to roll with this team, and they're going to have to go through these shooting lulls. And if this lasts for a while, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow turn it on and then go on a hot streak. I wouldn't be surprised either. That's just the team that they are. You know, that's just who they're gonna be. I mean, I did talk about this just because I think it's important because they're one of the contenders. But it's important to know that people have talked about them. Everybody was criticizing people because they said it's not going to work. That we're winning, and people didn't talk about them enough. But this is what people were talking about. Honestly, is that you're going to go through this as a small team because you're just shooting all the time and you're shooting a lot. So, I don't have a fix for them. I don't know if they can fix it. I think they're just going to have to shoot their way out of it because they shot their way into this. You're just going to have to shoot your way out of it. I don't know what to say to you. Houston, I was never big on them. I didn't think this whole small ball thing was a big, idea, but they're just going to have to go with what works for them. And they're going to have to live with this, and they're just going to have to get themselves out of it just by playing basketball, man. So, I think that's going to do it for this video. Don't have much to say to you guys. I think we're not going to talk MVP stuff today. We've talked a lot about that. I'm going to give that a rest for a day, maybe two. But, you guys know who I think the MVP is. It's just going to keep going on. And it's kind of a fun debate if you think about it because you have two dominant players in Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James. Even at some point, James Harden was in that conversation with the way he was averaging over 35 points a game. Again, and, doing what he does. But recently, man, he's just been not good. It's not good. Russell Westbrook was playing good. Now he's just, It's Rockets team, man. They got to get it together. Because, we talk about contenders. They are a contender, but to me, they're kind of, if you have a radar, they're kind of falling off the radar. They're kind of getting to that, that little spot where they're starting to dim out. So that's where they are. So, thank you guys for listening. Leave your comments leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And I will see you guys in my next video.